So, I have a small problem when it comes to Madoka Magica Figma. I've been really wanting to review them for a long time, but I wanted to start with the original Madoka first and go from there. The problem is that my Madoka Figma seems to have developed a personality. She's taken to calling herself Dave, and has hidden all of her accessories so I can't review her properly. You what, mate? You what? What you saying about me? You better not be talking shit about me, mate, or I'll shove this stick so far up your ass people will call you kebab for the rest of your life. Swear on me, mum! It's okay, Dave? Hey, why don't you help yourself to a biscuit? They're in the kitchen. Oh yeah, mate, that's banging, yeah. So, in the meantime, I'll just have to start with a slightly different Madoka. And by slightly different, I mean godlike! Now, I know what you're thinking. He's reviewed this before, he's just zoomed it out a bit, what a knob! Look closely, this isn't the 8th scale Ultimate Madoka from many moons ago. This is in fact Figma number 165, Ultimate Madoka from Puella Magi Madoka Magica. The most obvious thing about this particular Figma that I need to point out first is that she's huge. I don't mean that she's been piling on the pounds either. Her hair, wings and dress all combine to make this little posable Puella Magi as godlike as she should be in comparison to the others. Her hair is so long that it comes with 2 extra parts that you have to pop in when you get her out of the box, and it even has its own point of articulation at the back, cleverly masked by another piece of hair that lies over it, like a rug covering a body. This articulation means you can have her hair pretty much going every which direction, which is pretty awesome. Her wings certainly look fabulous enough, but they lack the articulation that everything else on the figure seems to have. Heck, you can even fiddle with her teeny little pigtails and bows, but wings? No, you can't handle the wings. Ultimate Madoka only has 2 faces. If Max Factory tried to make any of her others, our puny mortal minds wouldn't be able to handle the exo-existential nuances of her facial expressions, and we'd simply cease to exist. The ones that they did manage to produce, though, are this gentle, motherly smiling face, and the one I like to call, I am Madoka, bringer of destruction. You puny beings shall be crushed under the immensity of my moe. Spilling forth from these billowing sleeves are arms, which you can, shock horror, attach hands to. The most noteworthy of these being the ones that allow her to hold her bow and arrows of universe ownage. These arrows of which being regular, or with a little pizzazz down the bottom. Personally, I recommend the pizzazz, as getting her to hold the pizzazzless arrows is like trying to kick a fly. You won't get anywhere, and you'll feel like an ass. She's got articulation in the middle, but you probably don't want to mess with that, because, yeah. Besides being made of space, which we all know already is awesome, the dress has got its own articulation too, but don't be fooled, this articulation doesn't allow you to do much with it. If you do, you run the risk of shattering the universe! The little wing feet are glued on. While this may make you breathe a sigh of relief now, thinking you don't have to plug them in yourself, they look like they could snap off at any second, which is a terrifying prospect. She has a plain, ordinary Figma stand, but as you can imagine with all this stuff going on, she's pretty weighty. You best be prepared to crack the screwdriver out if you want to pose her off the floor, which, with her being a godlike entity and all, you're probably going to want to do. And there you have it, the first of my Madoka Magica Figma reviews, with more to come in the near future. As far as figures go, this intergalactic lass is pretty darn impressive, but for a Figma, which are generally praised for their excellent posability, Ultimate Madoka isn't the best. You can pretty much have her shooting her bow, or not shooting her bow. That's about it, and transitioning between the two is not only fiddly, but hazardous to your health. Regardless, she is a shining example of the insane level of quality that Max Factory are capable of. Oi, you haven't even got any hobnobs! I'll kill you! I'll bloody kill you!
I'm sorry!